Oh, Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR joins us this morning to continue the conversation on that story. And Danielle, excuse me, what are we to make of this dispute with Saudi Arabia?
It's sort of strange that it's strange on two fronts. Why now did Chrystia Freeland decide to weigh in on this? And why such an extreme overreaction by Saudi Arabia? We've had a couple of instances in the past. I've spoken with Amnesty International because we've had a number of Saudi students who've come through, been educated in the West, and then returned back to Saudi Arabia and become activists. One in particular was somebody who got jailed for shooting videos of herself driving a car. And this was just in the weeks before they decided to make it legal for women to drive cars in Saudi Arabia. So there's been a very active effort on the part of Amnesty International to try to get some of these political prisoners released. This particular case, we've granted amnesty to the Badawi family. Raif Badawi has been in jail in Saudi Arabia since 2012, and just in the last week, his sister was also jailed. That seems to be what prompted the minister, Chrystia Freeland, to speak out on this. But I don't know that anybody expected that there would be such an extreme overreaction, cutting trade ties, kicking out the diplomats, and potentially putting this $15 billion contract at risk. The only thing I can imagine is that Saudi Arabia is calling Canada out on hypocrisy. On the one hand, how do you have a military deal with vehicles that have been proven to be used against civilians in Yemen, and on the other hand, then turn around and criticize Saudi Arabia for its for the actions it's taking against its citizens? So I think there's a little bit of that. I'm going to see if I can talk to someone today to find out where we go from here. I mean, I think it's unfortunate there doesn't seem to be any good actors in the region. It's really hard to have an ally. It seems like you have to just choose the least worst thug of a bunch of bad lot. And so the question is, does it matter that Canada now has this retaliation against them, and what is the likely path to get out of it? That's what we're going to talk about today.
Yeah, we certainly have a lot to lose in this one. Thank you so much, Danielle. And again, if you want to weigh in on that, that's between 9:30 and 12:30 this morning.